Everyone, Flying Brian here. It's the Saturday afternoon and got my brother here with me. I'm gonna go show him some shooting skills down in South Carolina. Let's go see how he can shoot or maybe not shoot. Hopefully this won't end up in the ER. Okay, we are out at the Take Aim range near Pageland, South Carolina. The scenario I have set up is to turn, draw, and engage 4 threats and avoid hitting the non-threat. The non-threat is the closest one. The threat targets are here, slightly obscured by the non-threat, here, here, and one more downrange here. Steve has been told that targets are to be engaged nearest to farthest. Each target is to get 2 rounds. Let's see how he does. Ready? Ready. Stand by. Uh-oh, looks like he fired 2 rounds directly into that non-threat and neglected to get the bad guy hiding behind. All done? Okay, you understand the course of fire? I hope so. Let's use this next round to dissect some of the safety procedures we're using here to help make sure no one goes home with an extra hole in themselves. First, the pistol in the holster is unloaded and remains unloaded until he is on the firing line and receives the command, load and make ready. There is no random handling of the firearm to show your buddies what you're shooting or anything like that. The weapon stays in the holster. When instructed to load and make ready, he needs to face down range. Unholster, keeping the muzzle pointed down range, load and charge the weapon, then carefully place it back in the holster. At no time should the finger go anywhere inside the trigger guard during this process. Load and make ready. Holster it, finger out of the trigger guard. With the gun back in the holster, I will have Steve turn toward me because this is how we start the scenario. And I remind him to turn, then draw. Okay. Shooter ready? Yes. Turn around towards me. Remember, turn and then fire. Let's see how he does this time. Stand by.
Oh, use this guy as a...
Time's a ticking. Steve is a new shooter, so I told him to take his time. Speed will come with practice. Are you done?
Yes.
I just asked him if he was done, and he said yes. This is my cue to make sure we have a safe weapon and range. I will give him the command, unload and show me a safe weapon. Okay, unload and show me a safe weapon. To do this, he will need to remove the magazine from the pistol. Pull the slide back and eject any remaining round in the gun. Show me an empty breech. Rack the slide full forward. Point the muzzle downrange and pull the trigger. And then holster the weapon. Remove the magazine, put that away. Pull the slide back. Okay. Forward, trigger, holster. I am loading his first magazine with a random shell count, so he doesn't know when he will run dry. This time he did not shoot the non-threat, so we're going in the right direction. Stand by. On this scenario, I want him to shoot targets with 2 to the body and 1 to the head. Try to keep the muzzle pointed down when you do that. Done? Done. Okay, unload and just take. Up to this point, Steve's been shooting a Smith & Wesson M&P 9mm. I just gave him an old Smith & Wesson Model 539 to try out, and I want to see if he can land any rounds on the far target without the pressure of the timer. I think we need to work on his flinch. I can't let Steve have all the fun today, so I grabbed the 539 and I squeeze off a few rounds myself. Okay, he's back to shooting 2 to the body, 1 to the head, near to far, being careful not to hit that non-threat.
Keep the muzzle down towards the berm. Done. I want you to unload and show me a safe weapon. Am I?
On this attempt, I reverse the course. He will engage targets from far to near for 2 rounds each, still avoid hitting that non-threat.
Fire this one first. Fire this one first. You already engaged that one and you engaged the one. Fire. Go ahead. You're shooting. Done.
We are back to engaging targets nearest to farthest. He just put 2 rounds squarely through that non-threat, and you can see he just figured it out. As I said, Steve's a new shooter, and he made some mistakes, but there was definite improvement over the course of the day. And I know he learned a few things. Like any sport, this takes practice. For sure, it was a fun day out with my brother. Remember, life is a journey. Enjoy the ride. And as always, thank you for watching.